Hey guys, welcome to MD90's channel. Thank you so much for clicking. If you're new, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down here. Is it here or here? I think it's here. Yeah, subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think, and share the video.
So, as you may be aware, when the president was issuing a warning with regard to voting in the wrong leaders that may be like hyenas, and they end up eating the Zambian people, I ended up disclosing how much money he gets paid. So I disclosed to say I only get paid 53,000 kwacha. So now that amount of money is what the conversation seems to be dominating in Zambian airwaves and people in diaspora to say, oh, actually he's getting paid. So if you remember, this was reported in the news diggers. So they say some of the headlines from the news diggers say, failure to declare his assets must be, failure to declare assets must be a crime, Nduro says. Do business, do not cry for small government salaries. I only get paid 53,000 kwacha hakainde ichilema there. So then Fred Membe responded. So if you remember some time back, this should have been on August 29th, in fact, April 29th, 2022. It was disclosed that I have not taken any salary because my mind is on the people, HH. And a number of people had credited President Hakainde Hichilema. I think it even trended in Nigeria to say the Zambian president is not even getting paid while he's working. So Fred Membe asked the question to say, Kanshibala Fola, meaning, oh, he gets paid. We thought he said he will never receive his pay. Lies Promax. So he simply says the contradiction here. If in on April 29th, 2022, the president said he does not receive any payment from government, and today he says he actually only gets paid 53,000. So there's a conflict there. Then Fred Membe doubles down and says, we just checked what he said and balanced it with what he's saying now. Checks and balances. So there've been that conflict coming from the UPND saying the checks and balances coming from the opposition are below par. So that's what Fred Membe was jabbing at to say. I mean, these are the checks and balances. If what was said in 2022 and what is being said today are in contradiction. So that's what Fred Membe meant there. So another person that got involved in this conversation says, this was posted by the Patriotic Front. So this is Musoni Musoni. This person used to be part of the UPND alliance, and then he started complaining for a bit, and since then he has left the alliance. So he had this to say: Hichilema will lose his personal assets by declaring his assets as, his salary as 53,000. Mr. Hichilema's lamentations on his 53,000 salary per month, which is like 2,100 US dollars, is shocking and absolutely troubling, leading to a few questions. Exactly what other activities is Mr. Hichilema doing in that office to survive, to earn a living? It is not entirely unreasonable to ask Mr. Hichilema on why he should insist on staying in a job that is underpaying him when he can go and make more money in business activities. Or should we assume that this is exactly what he's doing to survive while he's holding public office? Is Mr. Hichilema justifying wrongdoings on account of low income or incomes? Since Mr. Hichilema has neglected or totally refused to declare his assets, the people of Zambia will assess his earned income on the basis of his current earnings of 53,000 per month for 5 years. Thereafter, anything in excess of this current earnings will be considered proceeds of crime and accordingly forfeited to the state. In a nutshell, it is in his own interest to declare his assets or risk losing out on account of misinformed or belligerence, he says, issued by Nason Musoni, President or People's Congress, so APC. That's the individual there who issued that statement with regard to the pay of President Hakainde Hichilema, which he disclosed. What is tension between Zambia and Zimbabwe seems to be going further. If you remember, she would have been in yesterday's broadcast where ZANU-PF had made a statement with regard to the incarceration of Fred Membe, where they are talking to President Hakainde Hichilema to release Fred Membe. So seems like that did not sit well with the current government. So as things stand, reported by Patriotic Front, says Zambia withdraws its participation in the SADC Defense Soccer Games. Zimbabwe is hosting the 44th SADC Summit in Harare. So Zambia has withdrawn its participation in those SADC Defense Games. And it seems like this issue needs to be addressed because it seems to be festering further. So that's the situation between Zambia and Zimbabwe. This comes in wake of that statement that was issued by ZANU-PF with regard to President Hakainde Hichilema releasing Fred Membe. So now Zambia has decided not to participate in those SADC soccer games. What is breaking news reported by Smart Eagles? NDC President Saboyi Imboyela walks to freedom as court extends a bond. This is after the lawyers applied to the court that bond should be extended and released from police detention. The judge has granted the application caution. Trial continues on 10th September 2024 at 9 hours. So Saboyi Imboyela has been released to the public as things stand today. The Patriotic Front also reported to say Saboyi released after being detained for over 10 days. Says prison conditions are inhumane. On release from Saka Correctional Facility this morning, Ukamite chairperson Saboyi Imboyela said she would not eat until next Monday in bid of press government to improve prison conditions. So she seems to have vowed not to eat until the coming Monday, and today is Wednesday. Today is Thursday. So she will not eat until Monday for that cause, so that the government can improve the conditions in the prisons where she's at. But it seems like the campaign season has kicked off for showing the works, because Matero Member of Parliament, Mao Sampa, has gone hard, revealing what is done with the CDF and the results. I mean, it's only 2 years to the election, so I mean, it's time to show your results, because in the last year of in 2026, it's kind of people have already made up their minds. So if they don't see the results now, it's kind of cumbersome. So Mao Sampa seems to be gearing up for that. So he's been showcasing a number of things that he's been doing in his constituency, and then he put up Dear Matero residents. This morning we held an extraordinary CDF meeting to discuss solutions for the urgent land that required by Ministry of Education to build a World Bank funded secondary school. We want another Matero Boys secondary type and quality of school built on the west side of the constituency. So he says the World Bank has offered that money. And then he went further to say, when I was a boy, pretty much he was launching a Tambalala market, and they've built a new facility there. He's pretty much showing his works in the constituency. So some of the dances that were coming from that event, he's busy. he's trying to prove his worth on his works on the ground. This will become common amongst a lot of members of parliament, considering that it's been 3 years now. We're going to the last 2 years, or pretty much the last 1 year, because 2026 is already decided. So people will start showcasing their works in their constituency. Expect more of this stuff. What is President Hakainde Hichilema was at the University of Zambia today. He was being conferred with another honorary degree. Doctorate, not degree. So these are the images that came from that. Earlier on, the president was at the University of Zambia. So the Patriotic Front say more political, they put up that caption to say, the more political support he loses, the more honorary degrees he gets. Congratulations. Just jabbing the president at that. What is, they bring up this issue. If you remember when Edgar Lungu obtained his doctorate from the University of Zambia, they say, Patriotic Front, throwback, President Lungu does not deserve a doctorate in good governance, says Hakainde Hichilema at a time. So they're simply saying, how come he's going to get some sort of honorary degree from the same institution? Movie TV also writes the same thing. So Movie TV says, throwback, in July 2019, then President Edgar Chagalungu was awarded an honorary doctorate in good governance by the University of Zambia. And then you can see the Zimbabwean president was present there. They are having a handshake there. However, then opposition party leader Hakainde Hichilema described it as a joke, saying Mr. Lungu did not deserve the doctorate. Today, President Hichilema has been awarded a doctorate of business administration from the same institution. So the same, I mean, Chiwamirai way, kind of thing there. So these, and then if you know, the current vice chancellor of the University of Zambia stood contested on the UPND seat. So they say he only had one job to deliver, and he has delivered on the job. So this was a smart ego say. He only had one job, and he has delivered there. So and then they put the image of the president and him from earlier on today. So that's where he had contested Muya, that's the current VC of the University of Zambia. He had contested National Management Committee of the UPND. Should have been in 2021. So they're saying he was simply delivering on his end of the bargain, allegedly. So these are the images from the president's speech earlier on at the University of Zambia. And that's the vice chancellor on the right in light orange and green, and the president there in black. But these are some of the headlines coming from the mass newspaper, so some more corruption allegations there. And the nation continues to mourn as HH, VIP, Kaseva. So you can see people at the Monawasa household or the late First Lady's house in Roma Park. So these are the images where Taina Lubango, the vice president, was there encouraging other people there. And you can see Christine Kaseva Sata there, the one who's folding her hands. And you can see Sylvia Masebo, the lady with glasses on the far left there. And some interesting individuals. The lady in the back looks like the ECZ chairperson. I'm not sure though, but yeah. So the nation continues to mourn the late vice president. Also, I mean, the late first lady. And then also, Speaker of the National Assembly also visited the funeral house. And then she was met by Stanley Kakubo. This used to be former Minister of Foreign Affairs. So yeah, those are the images coming from the funeral house.